You're a big bag of wind. I think you're the damnedest showman that ever lived, and you ain't kidding anybody. These were the words of Jerry Lewis, directed at Muhammad Ali days before his first heavyweight title match against Sonny Liston, whom he floored in the 7th round. Muhammad Ali's story is one of an underdog. At the start of his career, the odds were always stacked against him, but his never say die attitude is what helped him believe that he could become the greatest of all time, despite the world being against him. It is this mentality that I believe can help inspire us to go after our dreams and achieve what we want in life. I've been a fan of Ali's for most of my life, and although by the time I was able to watch boxing, Ali's time had come and gone, it was my grandfather that told me about Ali, and this is what led me to constantly research Ali and other great boxers of past generations. Through my speech today, I want to share some insight into the life of one of my favorite boxers and his undying conviction to become one of the greatest boxers of all time. First, I will tell you about his early career, and then the social and political struggles that he faced, and finally, how he overcame that and returned to the ring as a champion. First, I'll tell you about Ali's early years as a boxer. Ali showed promise as a great boxer in his early years due to his impressive skill and belief that he could be the greatest boxer of all time. Before his initial debut into the world of pro boxing, Ali went by the name Cassius Clay and actually began boxing at the age of 12. According to the website Biography, at the age of 12, Clay discovered his talent for boxing through an odd twist of fate. After his bike was stolen, Clay told police officer Joe Martin that he wanted to beat up the thief. The police officer was a boxing instructor and taught Ali how to fight. After doing so, Ali went on to win first the Olympic gold for boxing in 1960 and then transitioning onto the pro stage. On the pro stage, Ali steamrolled through his competition, taking consecutive victories and KOs, striving to reach his goal of the heavyweight championship. This caused Ali to gain an affinity for trash-talking his opponents and believing that he would become the greatest, despite all the naysayers. In 1964, Ali received a shot at the title match against Sonny Liston. Going into the match, the odds for Ali winning the match were very slim, with an 8-1 odds favoring Liston. This was due to Liston demolishing the previous champion in the first round. However, this did not discourage Ali. The website history states, Clay predicted victory, boasting that he would float like a butterfly and sting like a bee and knock out Liston in the 8th round. He shocked the world when he knocked Liston out in the 7th and managed to somehow take the title home. Although not everything was sunshine and rainbows for Ali, despite his constant win streak and new shiny championship belt, the Vietnam War broke out. And this is what shook America to its core, and due to Ali's beliefs, he came into direct conflict with the United States government. After his victory, Ali converted to Islam and changed his name from Cassius Clay to his now iconic Muhammad Ali. After successfully defending his heavyweight title match 2 more times in 1967, Ali was drafted into the United States Armed Forces in order to go fight in the Vietnam War. However, Ali did not believe in the war. According to a USA Today article, Ali stated, "My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother, or some darker people, or some poor hungry people in the mud for big powerful America," he said. "And shoot them for what? They never lynched me. They didn't put no dogs on me. They didn't rob me of my nationality, rape and kill my mother and father. Shoot them for what? How can I shoot them poor people?" It was this burning belief that America had no right to send a black man, whose people they had oppressed for so long, to go fight a white man's war, and his new religious faith that made Ali stand against the war. Ali stood strong by these beliefs despite knowing that there would be dire consequences to come. Refusing to be drafted by the army, Ali faced dire consequences for his actions, and an all-white jury wanted to make an example out of the champion to other draft dodgers, slapping him with 5 years in jail and $10,000 fine. According to the history website, the New York Athletic Commission revoked the champ's boxing license, while the World Boxing Association did what none of Ali's professional opponents had been able to do up to this point, in stripping him of his title. Ali stood strong in these desperate times and did not falter, however. Though after the war began to fall out of favor in the general public's eye, Ali began to be favored once more, and eventually in 1970, his boxing license was given back to him. After regaining his boxing license, Ali doubled down on rebuilding his boxing image. Continuing to win, Ali fought his way back to a shot at the championship, meeting with Joe Frazier in 1971 in what would be known as the fight of the century, as both boxers had legitimate claims to the heavyweight title. Although going the distance and reaching the 15-round limit, Ali failed to regain the title from Frazier. Sad. This did not discourage Ali, however. As he steamrolled through opponents with burning intensity to reclaim what was his, Ali beat Frazier in 1974 and later finally regained his title in the same year after decimating a once-thought unbeatable George Foreman in the 8th round. In the end, Ali racked up an impressive career record of 56 wins, 37 of which were knockouts, and only 5 losses. Now that you've learned a little bit more about Muhammad Ali's career and how despite facing setbacks and criticism for most of his life, he still persevered and made sure that he would be remembered as one of the greats, you may be inspired to act and do something great yourself. First, I talked about Ali's early career. Then, I talked about how he came into conflict with the government for his beliefs and standing by them. And finally, his later career after returning to the ring once his license had been reinstated. By now, I hope you've learned about the amazing fighting prowess and never say die attitude of Muhammad Ali. Although now Muhammad Ali has passed away, he left behind an amazing legacy and accomplished his dream of being remembered as one of the all-time greats.